Guys, are we rolling?
1, 2, 3, 4. You saw the green smarts, you saw the Palmer Fest, and I've been bitching.
Green Smarts, Friday at 8, only on ACT.
You saw the green smarts, you saw the Palmer Fest. Now Big Jim is back for more.
Put your hands on me! Hey, what the hell are you doing here? No, Jim, what are you doing the hell? What?
We got an undefeated team, the best one ever.
Big Jim, everybody!
Got a microphone in his hand, little Jim is his out-10 man, Big Jim.
This is very comical.
Community Corner with Big Jim.
Man's got to know his limitations.
Welcome to Community Corner. Got a jam-packed show for you this week. Going to have someone from the dog advocates come in. We finally ended the gassing of the dog issue in the Athens County shelter. Dog shelter, that is. So it's just going to be a fun show. We're going to start it off with right now with Mrs. Ohio, who is right here with me. Beauties of the nation, and you are Mrs. Ohio.
Yes.
And you've been so since January.
January this year.
How did you find out about Beauties of the Nation and trying to qualify to become one?
It was actually kind of a fluke. My daughter was in pageants, and I was helping her with getting ready for one when I came across it, and I thought, it might be fun. So I gave it a shot, never imagining in a lifetime I'd have a chance at it. But I did, and I was selected. And through an interview and application process with photos that had to go in, and of course we had to write up a whole thing of what we wanted to do with our crown during our reign.
Okay.
So
now it's kind of like the festivals around in Ohio here. Were your daughters like in the festivals? Is that what you're referring to?
no, actually my daughter was more into the pageantry ones, where most of them were up in Columbus.
Okay.
She did take a couple places over last year, but she decided to retire from it. So I kind of got it myself.
What do the daughters think of you being Mrs. Ohio?
They think it's pretty neat, especially the grandkids. My grandkids think it's great.
Right. Well, grandkids think their grandmothers are great anyways, but do you have to hide the crown? Did they always want to put it on and stuff?
I have to keep it under lockbox.
Yeah. It's beautiful, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Is it heavy?
It can be after a while.
Yeah.
It takes a little getting used to.
Have you been in parades or anything?
Not yet. I actually just received my crown and sash not long ago. I am very excited to start wearing them and representing Ohio in our local and state areas. Hopefully there's something I can get into.
Right. Now, I've mentioned you as Mrs. Ohio.
Yes.
For the nation, but I didn't ask you your name for our audience, so can you let them know who you are?
My name is Loralen Morgan.
The first name again?
Loralen.
Loralen, but it's not really spelled like Laura Lynn in my. It's not like a Lynn at the end.
No, my name was a combination of my mother and father's. My mother being Lorraine and my father being Colin.
Because when I called you on the phone after we talked on Facebook about being on the show, I didn't know how to pronounce your name. And I think I said Laureen or Laura. I don't know what it was.
I get so many different variations that I understand who they want, so I just say yes.
Well, that goes with the character of being a queen.
Yes.
You have to be somewhat nice.
Oh, of course.
When you're in the public. You seem like a nice person anyway.
Well, thank you very much.
Did you have to learn the wave, like they do around the festivals?
No, I haven't had to do it yet. I've gotten a few jokes about it, a couple of the drivers, because I ride the Athens Transit bus a lot.
I do too.
So I really am grateful for all of them. And they're all a great bunch of people, and they tease me a little bit. Couple of them.
Dane?
Huh?
Does Dane tease you?
No, Jenny, Gary.
Gary. He's the one that every time I get on the transit bus, he goes, "It's Big Jim, the legend in his own mind." I'm going to get even with you, Gary. I'm telling you right now. But so you don't have to do the.
Only during the.
Doing it right?
It's.
Oh, you just kind of you don't move the arm.
No, it's just the hand, and it's mostly for parades and stuff, official things.
Right. What are you now? You said you write down what you would like to do.
Yes.
After you become queen. If you become queen, you picked out a bunch of stuff for the community.
Yes.
Why don't you fill us in? I know you're trying to do something for a food drive for the Salvation Army.
Yes, I am. I am trying to put together a food drive to benefit our local Salvation Army. A lot of people in our community have to use this pantry. It is one of our biggest in our area. And with the way things are going with the economy and unemployment and everything, a lot of people depend on it. And it's running its shelves very low. And so I'm trying to help get the community together to try and bring in more food to help fill up this pantry again so that people who need it, it will be there for them and the future ones who might need it in the long run.
Right. Now, I've actually been helping the Salvation Army since about 1993 from Nashua, New Hampshire. And I used to ring the bells during the season. And I also I bagged the food for people for low income or needed it. And I got to tell you, folks, now, if you decide where you'd like to help her out, the Salvation Army, it's just not canned vegetables.
No.
Tuna is nice. Beef stew.
Yes.
Beef stew, SpaghettiOs. There's kids that are in most of these families. Mm-hmm. So you got to not really just tend to think of it's a gentleman or a lady. Most cases, there's kids involved.
Yes.
So maybe even a box of cereal.
Yeah.
Or peanut butter or something like that. It's not just canned vegetables or soup. That's nice.
Oh, yeah. It always helps.
You would never turn it down. But there are other items that would be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Just clean your pantry out when you do your next job and say, well, I'll get rid of this to get all fresh stuff because it doesn't go bad. Not unless it's from the 40s or something.
Yeah.
But, it's nice to have nice items.
Yes, it is.
Along with.
Yes, it is.
Do you have any other suggestions that they can help?
Macaroni and cheese is a good one, especially with children.
Yes.
Applesauce. I know a lot of people donate canned applesauce. Sometimes the jar ones are a little bit nicer, too, the plastic jars.
Right.
The canned, I know they kind of have a taste left to them because of the tin in them. But, and the cereal bars. Cereal bars are great.
Bars.
Yeah, the snack bars and stuff. The
Granola,
kids really,
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
They really, really would love to be able to have more variety to give these people instead of, I don't know if anybody did the walk for the homeless. I know a lot of people showed up for that. I was grateful for my daughter and I were both there for that. And they had a red beans and rice dinner afterwards.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of people realized that there was a significance behind that because a lot of people that go to these pantries, that's a lot of what they get is red beans and rice.
Red beans and rice.
And
a lot of rice.
Yeah, there's a lot of rice. And and it's because it's a filling meal, and I understand that. But I'm sure some people would like to have a little bit more variety than just red beans and rice all the time.
That's correct. I know back in the days when I followed the Grateful Dead around, for 2 weeks I ate raw potatoes and peanut butter.
Yeah.
So I would have enough money for the gas and buy the tickets to the next concert. It filled me up, but believe me, it would have been a little bit better if I had something else. But anyways, is Marge helping you out with this at the Salvation Army?
No, not at this point in time. Right now I'm trying to get things set up on my own.
Okay.
We wanted to make it a decent donation for them.
So in other words, you're going to do this this drive and everything, and then when everything's done, then you're going to go to the Salvation Army
and take it all to
blow
them.
them away.
I would love to. I would love to. I would love to be able to blow Marge away with a donation from our community
Okay.
for this.
Maybe we can set something up on Community Corner with Big Jim for a canned drive, whatever.
That would be great.
And we'll work along together on that.
That would be wonderful.
Also, while we're on still the camp, you can also use diapers,
Yes.
toilet paper,
Any kind of
deodorant,
toiletries.
toothpaste, toothbrush. That stuff is needed with these families as well.
And the powdered formulas, because they have a longer expiration date than the liquids.
Right.
And powdered milk, I mean, I know everybody thinks, ooh, but powdered milk goes a long way, especially in baking.
And baking. Or coffee.
Yes,
Coffee
even
and-
in coffee for emergencies and stuff.
Right.
And if you don't have it, you know, you really wish sometimes you had it.
Exactly. What about, like, I know they give out turkeys and stuff like that
Yeah,
at Christmas
turkeys
time.
at the holiday
So
time,
what
Thanksgiving
about,
and Christmas.
What about bringing in frozen items like hamburger,
Oh,
pork chops,
definitely,
something like that?
definitely. Frozen items, hamburger, pork chops, avid hunters. If it's been properly processed through a company, they could probably bring in some deer meat.
They have. I noticed
Yes.
this last Christmas, I was talking to Marge, and they had deer meat that they
Yes.
were putting out into the baskets. So
And
hot dogs, hamburgers, stuff like
Oh,
that. frozen.
definitely.
You can always have like a cooler on the side to throw that stuff into.
yes,
That's unbelievable. So
there's so much that our community could pull together to do to help Salvation Army's pantry build back up.
what are your ideas? Have you got any plans for doing this drive?
I'm trying right now to find some places where I can set up something to where people can leave their donations at,
Okay.
so that we can come through and pick them up. I know my husband and I and my family are also donating. Every month we're adding more and more to it. We right now have probably about, a decent little collection started on our own.
Great.
We do have some individuals who have given us a few things here and there. I know some of it, we have ran across some people who, when Salvation Army just couldn't do anything, we have given a few items out on our own, but we always try to make sure we're saving it back for what the cause was.
Right.
But I can't see anybody go hungry.
It's not nice to see anybody go
No.
hungry. I mean, animal or human.
No.
And believe me, folks, there's a lot of homeless people in
There
Athens.
there is.
You may not see them.
Our,
And they may even have a place, but they don't have enough money to buy a substantial diet to keep
That's
them
true.
healthy. And that alone sends you to the doctor. So you need a healthy diet.
And not to
this is the
mention-
kind of stuff that can help out.
and not to mention the fact that the shelters around here have to turn away about 60-some families a day.
A day.
Because they just don't have the room for them. And so that's 60-some families out there somewhere
Right.
with children, single men and women, and everything like that just don't have somewhere to call a home. And they need this stuff.
Right.
They need food. They need help. They need clothing. And I want to find a way to make sure at least the Salvation Army can stay on its feet with the pantry to make sure everybody's stomachs stay full.
Right. Now, there are soup kitchens and,
Yes.
and places like that.
Yes, there
which-
are the
thank
lunches.
goodness.
Thank God for them. The
Yeah.
church up there across from the transit center,
Yeah.
the bus garage there, they do a wonderful lunch on Mondays.
The Church of the Good Shepherd.
Yes.
They have something all week long. There's places in Nelsonville, too.
Yeah,
I
there's a
believe.
couple. I think there's one or two of them also in the Plains that does it.
Right. So we're going to give some contact information out at the end of this for
Okay.
them to get in touch with you. Can you let them know basically what you really are trying to do as far as feeding the community of, this is for Athens County. not
Yes,
just
for Athens County.
Athens County. Can you, why is this so meaningful to you?
It's meaningful for me because I've been there. About 3 years ago, my husband and I were on the streets. My husband's a veteran, disabled veteran, and we found ourselves on the streets 3 years ago. And I've been there in the past when my children were littler, trying, not on the streets with them, but trying to make ends meet with the dollar, trying to make the food stretch out. And I want to try and end this. I know that I'm only one person, but maybe as a community together, we can pull together and keep another child from going hungry.
And that's why my show is called Community Corner with Big Jim, is so to help the community.
Yes.
And have the community join as one. And I believe my show's helped out a little bit with that, where I've showed the community, I bring people in for the community. And it's people like her that make a difference in this community. Is there anything else that you're doing besides a food drive?
At this point right now, I am looking for a team that there's 3 of us, my husband, myself, and my son, can join for the Relay for Life in July. I'm also
Explain that a little bit. What is
Relay for Life is for the it's to help raise money for cancer research, and it's going to be held over at the Alexandria High School at 6 p.m. on July 13th.
Okay.
And it's a
Do
team.
you sponsor somebody to do
Well,
it, or?
people sponsor the teams.
Okay.
There's teams that go involved, and I think what it is this is my first year, so I may not be correctly on this. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I do believe that they take turns on the walking because it's track.
Mm-hmm.
And they try to raise money, and I think they're trying to go for $2,500 per team. And I'm not sure how many teams they have now. I know that somebody said Oblenis has a team that's going.
Okay.
I'm hopefully going to be talking to some people I know, and we might even be able to get our own team together. I'm not sure.
That would be nice.
Yes.
I'll make sure that in the future, because that's not too far away, really.
No, it's not.
See if I can get some more info on the Relay for Life, I
Yes.
believe it's called. Is this the reason why you became Mrs. Ohio, is to help your community?
Yes, it is. It was one of my biggest drives, was because I figured as a person on my own, I could only do so much, but the Crown would open up a little bit more doors that might give me a little bit more leeway into things to be able to help just a little bit more.
Has the media helped you at all get out this cause like we're doing right now?
No, you are actually the first one.
But now you just got this in January.
Yes, I
too,
did.
so-
I did. I just got this in January. I'm hoping. Now, the Messenger did publish a small little piece about me getting it back in the community area of it. We're hoping that maybe with more advertisement going out about things that we're doing and things that I'm trying to get together, that maybe the media will come together more on trying to help cover it.
Well, the Athens Messenger is a great newspaper.
Yes.
Steve Rob's a really nice guy. How you doing, Steve? I know you're a fan of the show. Also, the Athens News is free, so a
Yes.
lot of people get that newspaper.
Yes,
and-
we get that one twice a week.
And I urge the Athens News to go ahead and get in touch with this lady, and let's get a little bit more out there. Do you have like a court, like a first runner-up and stuff that you bundle together with, or are you all on your own?
We're kind of on our own at this point right now. There are different age divisions that all took queens in their age divisions. Everything from 6 years to 50.
Wow. You must be in like the 20th.
Thank you very much, but no.
My dad taught me well, I'm telling you right now.
Actually, no, I'm in the Mrs. division. Obviously, for one, because I'm married.
Right.
2, because I'm over the age of 30.
Okay.
We'll go that way. But, no, I am actually 41 years old.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 42.
You're always supposed to be 1 year less.
Yeah.
We can always edit that out, you know. No, I never edit my shows. But so you really don't get involved with other queens that much then?
No,
whatever
not-
you're doing is on your own.
Yes. Now, our directors that are in California will back us on anything that we do because everything has to go through them.
Okay. So this is
Because-
based out of California.
Yes, they want to make sure that we are representing our titles appropriately. So everything we do has to go through them and get approval.
Did you go to California to get this?
No, I did not go to I will be going to California in July for the Nationals. representing Ohio in my age division, going against all the other women of my age division from all over the United States.
Is every state involved in this?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Every state is involved.
Got some competition coming up.
Yes,
then.
I do.
Now, for what you do in the community, is that going to help you?
Yes, it does.
So
You
it's
do
not
get
just
points.
your beautiful looks and your crown, it's what you do actually
Yes.
for your community that actually helps you win the big title.
Yes, it is. It's based on our community spirit,
Okay.
as they like to phrase it as. We are, one of my favorite sayings, and they have loved it when I posted this. I don't know if you've seen it on my Facebook wall or not, but it's not the size of my waist that earns the crown. It's the size of my heart.
That's right.
And I believe that of all of our Beauties of the Nation queens, you know, we are all involved in so many different charities, from the Relay to Lives to the Walk for the Cures, the Salvation Army, Red Cross. I mean, we try, there's a few of them that are doing things with the Alzheimer's community. And
I'm getting close to that, I'll tell you. have you met anybody like from the community, commissioners,
no,
the
I
mayor?
haven't met any of them yet.
What's holding you back?
I don't know.
I know the mayor would love to have you in his office and sit down and talk, come up with some ideas. He's a great guy. You have Sheriff Pat Kelly.
I think it's just I've been so nervous to go meet him.
Oh, you weren't nervous to meet Big Jim, though.
Yeah, yes I am.
Well, you're fooling me. Anyways, you know, Sheriff Pat Kelly, you got the mayor, you got the commissioners, Ohio University. I bet you there's some students that would love to help
I
this
would
community.
love to get
Because
a hold.
You guys are a part of this community.
Yes,
Whether
they
you know
are.
it or not. And
I mean,
you know you are.
Well, this town itself was, you know, derived on the basis of having the college here.
That's right. That's right. And if it wasn't for OU, we'd be in pretty sad shape.
Yes, we'd be
I
like
hate
a
to
lot of
say it.
other small towns that have wasted away.
And you students know I love you. I'm like the older brother that never left home. Now, I don't know if that's good or not,
No,
but it puts a smile on my face.
Mm-hmm.
But so, I mean, there's some student organizations that would probably like
Yes.
to get involved with this as well.
I know that a lot of the sororities are dealing with Walk for the Cures and Relays for Life and stuff like that. I would love to get in touch with any of them that would love to have us
Okay.
in their team. Or if there's anything that they're involved in that maybe they think that they might get a little bit more help with, or I can help them with.
Right. So maybe some fundraisers, a potato sack race.
Yeah.
The egg on the spoon. You know, you can always do some kind of crazy stuff, and have some vendors there. Just make it a nice day, like maybe in the dog park. That's a nice place, kind of around by the community pool.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of places around here for you to do these things. So it's only been a couple of months
Yes.
since you've been in it. Sounds like you're getting ready to go in, crown deep. You're going to go all the way in. So
Yes, I am.
I wish you luck. Is there anything else right now that you would like to let the community know on how to help you get the big title when you go to California?
Actually, if there's anybody out there who would like to help with sponsoring us to be able to make sure we can make it there, they can get in touch with me either through my email, which is loralenann@yahoo.com. That's Loralen Ann.
There's a lot of L's in that, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Or they can contact me through the Facebook, Loralen Morgan, or that they can find my page, which is Mrs. Ohio, Beauties of the Nation, or they can contact me on my phone, 740-331-9349.
And we're going to put all of that into the credits at the end. So basically, you'll have a chance. You don't have to, you know. Well, a lot of you have those devices that you can pause and rewind. And, you know, if you have to do it that way, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'll put it at the end, too. So you're going to have two options. Do I need to be telling you? Wait, this isn't a rant. So basically, you're doing this for the community.
Yes.
The main source is food for the unfortunate.
Yes, it is.
That's the main emphasis you're trying to do in this community.
Yes, at this point right now, I also eventually want to start working with the hospital and some of the sick children up there that, you know, don't have ways for family to come and visit them very often maybe, or even working with some of the other communities outside of Athens into our state area too.
Are you willing to let people give you a suggestion?
Definitely, definitely.
Something that they are really passionate about in this community.
Oh, definitely.
Where they can let you know that when we give them the contact information, they can touch you and say, how about doing this?
Oh, definitely.
it's your-
Always open to
It's always,
suggestions.
it's up to you whether you want to take it or not, if you think you can do it or not.
Yes.
But any suggestions from the community, then you're willing to
Oh,
say,
definitely.
bring it on.
I would definitely love to talk to people in the community, to our officials, and everything else to try and see what we can do for this community to bring it together.
I think you're going to do a good job.
And thank you very
It
much.
seems like you have a big heart, you got a great smile,
Thank you.
and you have ambition. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to wear a crown.
Yes, it
you
does.
have to have ambition. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, Community Corner with Big Jim. I'm going to be right back with the rants, and then I'm going to wrap this thing up. Don't forget, rewind, pause, or get the contact information at the end of the show.
Will watching ACTV Channel 23 in Athens, Ohio, make you a more intelligent person? What a question. Does Big Jim Balcom have a large appetite?
Hey, man, what's up? Stuff in my way. Finally, lunchtime. Yeah, what do I eat first? Steak and cheese, pizza sub? I don't know. Maybe the turkey club. Thank God they didn't shake this up on me. I'll have to check them in a minute. Hey, what's up, man?
How's it going?
Good. Lunchtime.
Is all that food for you?
Ah!
Well, looks like you only need one.
Hey, come on! I am on a diet. I'm Big Jim Balcom, and I endorse this commercial. We're back at Community Corner with Big Jim. I was going to say welcome to Community Corner with Big Jim. But, you know, I'm not sure if this is at the beginning of the show or if it's in between. You never know, do you? Not, even if you're Big Jim, you don't know. Anyways, I have Sarah Robles. Sarah. I have Sarah with me. And you know what? This lady, she is a hero amongst heroes. She started off the campaign against the gassing of dogs in Athens County at the dog shelter. So I'm going to let Sarah kind of take over a little bit here. What I'd like to know first is, what was the process of this? How long have you guys been working on this issue?
Well, we started back in October. We found out that our shelter still gassed dogs, and that was just because of a random article that we saw in the paper. We didn't know. It wasn't something that our shelter had publicized. So we found out and kind of brought a bunch of different people from different groups together, formed a group called Athens County Animal Advocates, and since then have been working to ban gassing. So we created a petition and put them in businesses all around Athens County. We've talked to our commissioners numerous times, just tried to get the community involved. And as you know, yesterday we had a success, we had a victory, and the commissioners voted to ban gassing and dismantle the chamber.
All right, now, how many members are in this advocacy?
There's about 6 or 7 members, depending on who comes to the meetings. But there's a core group of about 6 or 7 members, and we've been working together, and we work really well together. Everyone has really great talents that work well with the group, so it's been awesome.
So the majority of them were on my show then about a month ago or so when we did that, and I actually went to the shelter, and it was the first time anybody had ever really seen what that gas chamber looked like.
Yeah, that was the first time that we ever saw it.
Yeah, and I had I wouldn't say goosebumps, whatever, but it wasn't a pleasant feeling looking at that thing.
No.
And off camera, he opened the door for me and everything, and it was just a square box, and you know, maybe this like this. Where am I? About this big, just enough to put an animal in. And my first thought was, why don't they just give him the sleeping pill before they put him into the gas chamber? But I guess that wasn't feasible, or wasn't it? And it wouldn't really solve the problem to begin with anyways. So this has been since October. You had a town meeting last week.
Mm-hmm.
How did that town meeting go to you that I think that helped end this process? I know it did something. How, in your eyes, how did that town meeting help?
Well, we had a town meeting on the 21st of February, and we had a great turnout. We had, between 80 and 100 people come, and they listened to a presentation. Basically, we wanted to tell the community members exactly what the process of gassing was, what we were really talking about. We talked about gassing, about euthanasia by injection, which is the humane alternative. We talked about, what is the process for our shelter, what issues the commissioners had brought up, and the solutions to those problems. So our purpose was really just to get people educated and informed on the issue, and to make them realize that this was not something that Athens County should be doing. We don't want to gas our dogs. It's not a good process. It's painful. It's inhumane. And I mean, now that we've had great success with that, and our dogs won't be gassed anymore.
So it's not like some people say, oh, they're like tree huggers and this and that. They just fighting for. It wasn't like that. This was a heartfelt issue, and it was in my heart too as well. It was more so than just saying I'm an environmentalist or this and that. There was passion amongst it was mainly ladies on this group. And I felt the passion. I could feel the passion from you guys. What happened during the meeting? We know that there's no more gassing. And there was, 15 counties in Ohio still?
13.
13 counties, so now there's 12. Mm-hmm. Now there's 12. What basically happened at the meeting? Did you have to say anything? Did they just come out and do it themselves? Go through the process real quickly of the meeting that you had with the commissioners yesterday.
Well, we met with the commissioners, and we had a little presentation put together. We were going to give them some resources, and before we could really say much, they made a motion to ban gassing, to transition our county to only euthanasia by injection.
So wait a minute. Stop right there. You were just sitting there, the whole group, right?
Mm-hmm. We had a lot of people come.
And media was there. I couldn't make it. I am a busy man. But anyways, you were just sitting there, and they filed the motion without you saying anything.
Well, we started talking about things, and Lenny Eliason said, you don't need to say this. We've already decided we're going to transition our county to euthanasia by injection.
Wow. Hey, Lenny, you the man. I appreciate it very much. But however, I heard there was some stipulations that came along with this, involved the commissioner, I believe Lenny actually, and another gentleman. Can you explain what the issue was about the gas chamber itself?
Well, we had just, the motion had just passed that we were going to, use euthanasia by injection, and I brought up the fact that we needed the chamber to be dismantled, and the commissioners had issues with that because they were concerned if we needed to use it in the future, it wouldn't be there, and they didn't want to waste taxpayer money to have it taken down. So there was a very generous businessman, a very generous community member named Les Cornwell. He offered to actually pay to have the chamber removed and to provide the money for the chamber to be rebuilt in the future if it needed to be. Now, obviously, we wouldn't let that happen. If EBI doesn't work for our county because it's too expensive, we're going to modify our EBI program, and we can change the licenses. We can figure out a way to make it more cost effective. We're not going to go back to gassing, but Mr. Cornwell was extremely generous, and we're extremely thankful that he was willing to provide the money to satisfy the concerns of the commissioners.
Well, if you noticed during my show, you could see where the chamber was. It was kind of like where you would load and unload stuff, stocks, dog food and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's going to make more room for them.
It will, yeah.
They could even park a truck in there now or something.
We're hoping that they can make better use of that room. There's a lot of different possibilities, but we don't need that gas chamber there. It's something that we can use the space better for. We're never gonna give dogs again, so
right.
we might as well use it for something good.
And I'm not trying to say that it's stupidity or give any excuse, but when you're saying there's no more gassing in this county, why not dismantle that thing and get rid of it? And why would you be concerned about using it in the future? I don't see any reasoning there. Well, thank God this gentleman volunteered to pay for the dismantlement. You know, there's bricks on the outside of that that's look like they're in good shape. They could make like a barbecue, a thing outside, and then hold like some kind of fundraisers to help the shelter, to get food or whatever those dogs need, blankets maybe for the winter time. And you can cook out some hot dogs and hamburgers with the bricks that were on the outside of that shelter. What do you think of that? It's a moneymaker.
I think it's a good idea. We definitely need to have some more, involvement in our shelter. But, we also thought, you could use it for, extra cages for holding dogs. We could possibly, reinvent the room and use it as a spay-neuter area. But there's just a lot of different opportunities for that room now that we're not going to be gassing dogs in it.
That's right. So this is a milestone.
It is.
For you folks to get this in Athens County and maybe the other 12 counties now, who I believe get more funding than we do, or less. There's in between, right? They can do the same thing now. So what would you like to say to the community now on what's going to happen in the future? I know there's going to be a veterinarian that will actually do the giving the shots. Can you explain that just a little bit?
Well, the process, the commissioners haven't talked to us so much about it, but the program that I'm pretty sure that they came up with was that they're going to take any dogs that need to be euthanized to a vet and have them euthanized at their clinic. So that's, it's a great option for us because that means that the dogs are going to be seen by a vet who's entirely qualified to see them, to make sure that they're not sick or injured, and to perform EBI in the most humane manner possible. So that's something that we're really excited about, that a vet is going to be doing it.
That's great. Now, actually, Warden Coons took a course where he actually could perform it himself. But if he's worried about a dog being over aggressive, whatever, then the vets can take care of it.
Right.
So the answer, the problem's solved all the way around. All the way around. Are you going to be still working as a group to make sure this goes on, or are you guys laying low now a little bit and taking a vacation on spring break, whatever, with the students? Or is this something that's going to be ongoing, like you were mentioning, trying to get carriages, dog carts, or whatever? So is this an ongoing thing for you?
Well, our goal right now is to make sure that the EBI program works. So Athens County Animal Advocates is still going to be working with the commissioners to make sure that it works for our county, answer any concerns that they have, do any research if they need us to offer any resources for them. After gassing is completely done and the EBI is fully implemented, it works, it's perfect the way that it is. We want to try to stem the tide of dogs that actually need to be euthanized. So we're going to focus on spay and neuter programs, reducing the number of dogs and cats that get euthanized in our county, because that's only going to save us money. It's going to save us dogs, and we want to really focus on getting these dogs into adoptable homes and not how to humanely kill them. We want them to be loved in loving homes of the community. So,
I'm just overjoyed. I really am. I look at the smile on this girl's face, this young lady, I should say, and like I said, I could feel the passion from y'all. I'm so glad. And in my eyes, every one of you are heroes to this community.
Well, thank you.
Because now we're not going to gas the dogs anymore. I'm about ready to cry. So congratulations, Sarah. Community Corner with Big Jim. I'm going to throw something in your rants or something. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. I must take a trip to California and leave my poor sweetheart alone. If he has a dog, he won't be lonesome, and the doggy will have a good home. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. I read in the papers there are robbers with flashlights that shine in the dark. My love needs a doggy to protect him and scare them away with one bark. I don't want a bunny or a kitty. I don't want a parrot that talks. I don't want a bowl of little fishies. He can't take a goldfish for a walk. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale.
I just want to thank everyone in our community that helped to make this happen. ACAA, did a lot of work with the commissioners, but in the end, it was the community involvement that made the commissioners listen, made them realize that this is something that our community wanted. So to everyone who signed our petition, the 3,542 people who signed our petition, and the people that wrote in 200 postcards and signed our online petition, we had about 1,500 signatures. I want to say thank you to everyone who got involved, who made their voice heard, and who stood up for our shelter dogs.
Ron, welcome to another edition of Rants with the Big Guy. Big Jim, that's right. I was just checking out my Facebook and pokes. I don't mind the pokes, but quit, please. Is this the camera I'm on? Yeah, please quit sending me these invitations for games. I don't have the time for games. But I'm not going to rant about the games. My laptop it's kind of like the hinge on this side. Take off that thing in the bottom for a minute. I want to show the folks this. See how it's kind of slanted, the bracket? The only thing I can figure out to fix it is use the Athens News that I never read anyways, and I just stick it underneath there, and it makes it nice and even. See that? Yeah, Athens News. Anyways, let's get to the rants. Now listen, these are actual student-teachers conversations. So teachers, professors, whatever, parents, think before you ask. As you are about to find out, you may be surprised with the question you get. For instance, the teacher says, Maria, can you go to the map and find North America? So Maria walks up and she goes, there it is. Then the teacher says, correct. Now class, who discovered America? And they all at the same time said, Maria. See, you got to think before you ask. Teacher, John, why are you doing your math multiplications on the floor? Well, John said, you told me to do it without using tables. Do you need to be told these things? Obviously, some of you do the way these answers are coming out. Teacher, Glenn, how do you spell crocodile? Well, you spelled it Krokodial. No, that's wrong, said the teacher. And Glenn said, yeah, it's wrong, but you asked me how I spell it. You catch the drift? You gotta watch how you put the word, me of all people, know about pronouncing words and phrases the correct way. I love that kid. Teacher, Donald, what is the chemical formula for water? He started going on, HIJKLMNO, and she says, what are you talking about? He said, yesterday, you said it's H2O. You get it? He's going from the alphabet H to the letter O. Teachers, they listen to you. So think about the questions before you ask. Teacher, Winnie, name one important thing we have today that we didn't have 10 years ago. And Winnie said, me! Obviously, she wasn't 10 years old. Glenn! Back to Glenn. This guy's sharp. Glenn, why do you always get so dirty? And he said, well, I'm a lot closer to the ground than you are, teacher. It's true, isn't it? Do you think he was lying? Teacher, Millie, give me a sentence starting with the letter I. So Millie said, I is. And she said, no, Millie, always say I am. So Millie said, all right, I am the 9th letter of the alphabet. These kids are smarter than what you think, folks. I love that one. Now that's a classic one there. The kid didn't even have to think of that answer. Rats with the big guy. Let's continue. Teacher, George Washington not only chopped down his father's cherry tree, but he also admitted to it. Now, Louis, the Big Jim ringtone. I don't know who it is, and I don't care. All right, where were we? George Washington not only chopped down his father's cherry tree, but he also admitted it. Now, Louis, why do you know why his father didn't punish him? You know what Louis said? Because George still had the axe in his hand. That would be a pretty good reason why I wouldn't want to take it any further than what George did. What if it was a double blade axe? The both of them could have got hurt. I don't know. And here's another one for you. Now, Simon, tell me, do you say prayers before you eat? Said, no, my mom's a pretty good cook. I don't have to worry about that. I guess they didn't go to church much. I don't know. Teacher, Clyde, your composition on My Dog is exactly the same as your brother's was last year. Did you copy it? He said, no, it's the same dog. Now, that kid is cool. Who knows if he actually copied it down? They have the same dog. Rats with the big guy. We're right back here again. Now, here we go. Harold, what do you call a person who keeps on talking when people are no longer interested?
Big Jim.
Oh, it's not Big Jim. He said a teacher. Kids, you never know with what they're going to come up with, do you? These were actual, I got these from my dad. Dad, I love you. Keep the rant material, the trivia, the jokes. Some of them I have to admit. You know, when I see the subject matter, sometimes I just kind of like click the box and go down the road and delete some. But when I see something in the subject matter that may be in good reference to my show, I'll open it and take the chance and I'll gander at it. Gander. Is that the right word to use? Like if I had this here, do I gander at this information? Anybody out back in the studio? Am I right in saying that?
Yep.
What do you know, Joe? I finally got one right. All right, listen. While we're on kids, this is so funny. This guy deserved an award. I was on the plane up in Boston heading back to Ohio when I was up there on a vacation to see my grandson. And this guy got on the plane and he had 6 kids with him, took a couple rows. So this lady, I guess she thought she was being cute. She looks at the guy and she says, wow, are all those your kids? This is what the guy said. He said, no, ma'am. I work for a condom company. These are all the customer complaints. Let me tell you, the lady got up and she asked the stewardess to move back to the end of the plane. I think that's how embarrassed she was. That was a good answer, though, buddy. I got to admit, well, it was my cane. I did give him a high five on that one. I really did. Rats! With the big guy! All right, listen, I'm going to show you 7 words. And I want you to tell me what all these words have in common. Put the words up. All right, you got banana, dresser, grammar, potato, revive, uneven, and I don't know about that 7 one. I think it's assesses. We'll leave it with assesses. Okay? What do those all have in common? I'll give you like 10 seconds to ponder this.
There's a mistake on number 3.
What's that?
You made a mistake on number 3.
Number 3's got a mistake on it. It's
misspelled on the screen.
Oh, yeah? Well, it's Grammar. Grammar. What's it spelled on the screen? I don't have my glasses on.
It has ER instead of AR.
Well, folks, it doesn't really matter because it will work out the same. But I'm not going to say what intern did this. And I won't say because I should have been the one that did it and not the intern. So it's grammar, AR, not ER. Now, I'll give you a few more seconds to look at these words and tell me what they all have in common. Had enough time? Yes, you have, because I said so. Back to me. You want to know what they all have in common? If you take the first letter, go ahead and put the words back up now so they can understand what I'm saying. If you take the first letter and you place it at the end of the word and then spell the word backwards, it will be the same word. Check it out. Go ahead and try. See, even though grammar is misspelled, it's still the same word spelled backwards. If you just take the first letter and place it at the end of the word and spell that word backwards, they're all the same. I think you've had enough of my rants with the big guy. I don't know why they like me to say that. It's Big Jim, and I am a big guy, so anyways, I'm going to end the show. Now, I made a video. It was pretty cool. First music video I have ever made. Never made it to MTV or VH1. But this is with the band Slaughter Drive, who won Battle of the Bands one year. And I put a little video to it. So enjoy that, and I'll catch you next week right here on Community Corner with Big Jim. And as always, keep it real.
Got a good grip on a bad hill. Keep your body moving, keep your feet moving, keep grooving into the night. That's right, I got a cool beat on the hot seat. Dance to the rhythm through the night time. Still I got a feeling that I'm chillin', keep it tight, that's right. Move your pants, remove that dance. This ain't no time for sweet romance. Move your pants, remove that dance. This ain't no time for sweet romance. Move your pants, remove that dance. This ain't no time for sweet romance. Move your pants, remove that dance. This ain't no time for sweet romance. On a bad hit. You know I can beat you, but I can teach you, and I know where to reach you. Move sweet romance. Move your pants, remove that dance. This ain't no time for sweet romance. Move your pants, remove that dance. This ain't no time for sweet romance. Move your pants, remove that dance. This ain't no time for sweet romance. Alright. Hey, see that girl over there? Yeah, she wants something. Yeah, right, though. She wants something. She's gonna tell you that I'm not bad, right? Yeah, you did this. I said, no time for romance, girl. I said, no time. Let's hit that dance floor, girl. Let's go. I got a good grip on a bad hip. I got a good grip on a bad hip. I got a good grip on a bad hip. I got a good grip on a bad hip.
Community Corner, featuring
Welcome to another edition of Community Corner with Big Jim.